No, this is not clickbait. So I wanted to address and apologize for a very specific interaction. Very specifically, this is all the way back 7 months ago on the creepy female teacher epidemic by Shoe on Head. As a commenter, in my opinion, correctly calls out, disabled adults can consent. Don't bring in that stuff. To which there was a back and forth. There was a reply. It depends on the disability. If they're disabled in the sense that they have the cognizance of a toddler, they cannot consent. If they're wheelchair bound as an adult, there's no issue with that. To which that is insensitive of me. I do want to apologize for that usage. To which the response was, "I see what you're trying to say and I understand. But in general, assume competence and please don't say wheelchair bound. I'm not bound to the wheelchair. I use it," which once again is a completely fair and reasonable, stressing that it is a fair and reasonable criticism to call that out. To which I did respond as well. I will use better language in the future. I will stress that if an impairment or disability affects cognizance in a bad enough way, even though an individual may be an adult, they may not be able to consent. Which I think we can all, that was the whole intent of what I was trying to get behind, although I didn't use the correct language for that. I'm talking about something very specifically and should have used better language to outline that. By my own admission, I apologize for coming across insensitive in the video, to which there unfortunately is no reply to that. So, first off, I do want to stress, do not, and also the fact that YouTube did highlight this comment as well. It was showing how, I guess, severe, how relevant the comment is to the work. So, one, don't harass this person. This person did an incredibly valid call out. This is one of those things that is, you know, I try to paragraph as much as I can to minimize stuff like this. And just consistently, it has always been, when the moment I don't spend 3 to 7 paragraphs clarifying something, contention comes up. Now, that's coming across as playing the victim card. That's not me trying to play the victim card. That is just historically this has happened. So I want to issue a formal apology to adults, individuals who classify as disabled. Obviously, disability is a spectrum. You can be on disability, but, you know, have full motor function. You know, people can look at you and go, "Oh, well, you're not disabled." That's literally not how that works. Somebody who's had people around me that have had to be on disability, that's literally not how that works. So this is a relevant call out. And I think this is probably a good time to probably step back a little bit. I've been going as hard as I can for a number of months. I'm having to upload more frequently than many of my peers, contemporaries. You know, on one hand, yes, I can just, you know, stop uploading as much. But historically, the moment I stop uploading so much, I do fall behind. I do take what I do very seriously. However, at this point, I feel that due to a number of macro factors, specifically involving the internet nowadays, YouTube, a lot of vitriol and hatred is coming across, which this comment is not, to clarify. I think that I need to step back a little bit. That's not to say that I'm cutting any support for the channels. I'm trying to be as outreaching as I can. I'm trying to get to as many comments as possible, but I gotta take some time for myself. I am just kind of upset with myself that even with the best of intentions, even outlining something in the video, such as bringing up that what I specifically said, words as written, talking about a very specific situation in which an adult with, you know, cognitive impairment is not able to consent. The fact that could get misconstrued, and you know, and I can still say things wrong, which, once again, to clarify, was a valid call out, right? There's a problem on YouTube and Twitch with creators that can't take criticism. This is valid criticism. We also need to take into account as well that what I'm specifically talking about was not initially what it was, into which then I did use the incorrect language. So I don't know what that's going to look like right now. I really don't. I'm probably going to go down on Twitch. I've had a few incidents on Twitch recently that I've just honestly felt uncomfortable with. I've had situations across Twitch and YouTube where people try to argue things that I don't feel comfortable about. I've been open that I've been subject to some really bad stuff, and it's been used to say that, "Oh, I'm just a victim." You know, we do still need to blame all men for stuff. We need, nobody cares about men getting drugged, specifically in the Smugglana reaction. I am not a god. I can only take so much. And especially if I'm having to upload with higher frequency for less metrics than my peers, like something's got to change. I wake up at this point. I do React content, and I always want to get out. I want to do stuff. I'm not taking care of myself in the way that I feel is relevant. And as somebody that's a workaholic, has been for a number of years, that is truly saying something. So I do want to give a shout out to the Makeup Chair 15 for calling out something that I failed in doing. I for all intents and purposes have failed here. I feel that this does reflect negatively on both me, my brand, my image, everything. I feel that this does reflect negatively. And maybe it's prudent that I just take a step back at this point, or maybe I just close things off. Maybe I show subscriber only, or do something. I can't. It's not sustainable. I can't keep up the way I'm going. So I apologize if I don't get to your DMs. I apologize if I don't get to your comments. I apologize if I seem like I'm a little distant. I can physically only do so much, and I know that there is a greater expectation of me. That's nothing new, unfortunately. But I do have to kind of draw a line at this point and say, hey, I appreciate people, and I do appreciate everyone that comes out and supports me. I feel at this point I'm doing an incredibly poor job, and I feel like I'm honestly failing in a lot of aspects. So thank you for watching, especially if you watch such an impromptu upload. The horror stuff will start again tomorrow. I'm actually going to go into some React content because I know I'm behind on Daily Dose of Internet at this point in time. I need to get some more Soviet Womble stuff out, but not in a good headspace, not in a good place. I will be fine, I assure you. But this just showcases, I feel that I'm doing an incredibly poor job from a verifiable, factual standpoint. So thank you all for watching. Stay safe out there.